About the dividends, all that other shit, no significance. Street of all Southside, the area, I represent the life I live. I spit the truth, not to excite the kids. Just making right the sins, I'm trying to wipe their lens. Like gloves, so I never have to wipe the prince. King of kings, man amongst men, you ride the bench.
What's going on? Welcome back to the Grit Culture. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to support the real, if you want to support people who gon', stand on their principles. It's not about just, saying whatever just for the fuck of it, but, actually standing on something. Actually standing on something and actually staying on something that's real. Not worried about being politically correct. You know what I'm saying? Now, certain things I'm not trying to win the battle of, saying a curse word or some crap like that. And I'll curse. But, if they got on YouTube and they say they don't want me to curse, whatever. I can relay my thoughts in a different way. But as far as the content of what I'm saying and the ideas that I'm projecting, stuff like that, those are things that I will never compromise. Well, let's talk about Joe Rogan. So I had initially made a video talking about Rogan and defending him, and because of the onslaught that Rogan was facing, and I've defended him in the past. How they've came against him, regarding the jab and everything, and trying to print him as misinformation, when we all know that's not true. Now, if you actually look up things, research things, confirm things, you'll know that there's validity to the things that Joe Rogan is talking about. Meanwhile, the people who are slamming him, the people who are slamming him and trying to get him removed, they're usually the ones who are pushing misinformation. More times than not, they're the ones pushing misinformation, but they're not having to deal with the consequences. But we all know, because they have an agenda that they want to push. They want to go against anybody who stands against the establishment, who stands against the bureaucrats. They want to be the end-all, be-all, and they don't want you to ask any questions, and they'll even eat their own, as you've seen them do with, people like Trevor Noah, Nicki Minaj, all of that. You simply ask a question, they'll eat you alive. Now, we know that's dangerous, but that's what more do you need to know to see that these dudes, see who these people are, especially these people who consider themselves call themselves Democrats and whatnot. They're terrible people, man. They're awful people. Like I said, we ain't got to say much about the Republican Party's bullshit, chicken shit too. But these Democrats are dangerous because they have the minds, they've captivated the audience. But they, like I said, they've been, like I've said, they're launching a whole campaign against Rogan, trying to get him removed because he has a large following, the biggest podcast in America, possibly one of the biggest ones in the world. I think so, He's got a huge $100 million deal on Spotify and everything. They want to see him gone. He's getting more views than, CNN, all those mainstream sites, the MSNBCs. He's killing them. He's got an audience. People want to hear, different information. A lot of the views aren't even his. He gets criticized just for having certain people on. You know, he wants to hear all different sides. He wants to, you know, have a conversation with folks. He does his research, and I've watched it, and if he's wrong, he'll go and look it up to confirm, and he'll admit when he's wrong. I've seen him do that. Something that you won't see watching your television, watching those guys that you call legitimate. You won't see none of that. I talked about, you know, the ivermectin story and everything like that, how they slamming him on that and misquoting him. And I see my video that I did talking about speaking on ivermectin, and I'm not pushing it. I don't recommend. I'm not recommending or anything like that. You do what you need to do, but check out my video to see the truth about ivermectin. It's all a sham. And that the media, that is. The media is a sham. But, you know, they also, you know, got on Rogan for, you know, him bringing Jordan Peterson on, and, you know, they spun a conversation that they were having regarding, now, this, you know, we're going to talk about Joe Rogan's recent comments regarding, you know, black people, you know, and everything, but the comments that they had got on him before, that, you know, that idiot Don Lemon was sitting up there and, you know, they were all trying to raise hell about, trying to say, you know, what was he saying? It's basically regarding, you know, they were talking about what Michael Eric Dyson said to Jordan Peterson, calling him a mean white man. And, you know, they kind of spoke about it in a light manner. Basically said, I'm not, you know, I'm not mean. And said, I'm not white either. And they started, you know, getting into, you know, what's the, you know, the correct way to identify. Said, I'm more of a tannish color. Peach or whatever they were saying. Y'all get what I'm saying? Black people are brown. Then the only way that you can really be black is if you go to, like, you know, speaking on Africa, the hottest parts there, and if you were just sitting around with your clothes off. But they cut that, they didn't play the whole context. And it's clear on what he means. Because he's talking about the browning of all parts. You would have to take your clothes off for your whole body to be completely black. If you had your clothes on, I mean, you'd be different tones. You'd be miscolored like a tan. You're usually darker in those areas because of the, you know, the sun, the heat there and everything. So, you know, it's but the media's here to, you know, sensationalize everything and, you know, manipulate people, get an audience, get everybody riled up, and then, you know, they also want to manipulate people so they can take advantage, have them outraged about everything. You know, the feminine traits, the feminine qualities. Be outraged, be reactive to everything instead of proactive. Abandon logic. Just be completely emotional. But with the onslaught, they done some digging and found some more stuff on Joe Rogan. This time it doesn't look too good. They found an old video. They found a compilation of videos of Joe Rogan saying nigger or nigga. I didn't see. I saw the. I don't know if he was saying nigger or nigga. They had the. It was beeped out, the stuff I was hearing, but it was a whole compilation of him using it. Also, there's an old video of him and his friends sitting up there talking. And it's talking about how he went to go see Planet of the Apes, and he went to go see it in an all-black neighborhood, and describing the place as he's describing the situation as him. He felt like he walked into Planet of the Apes itself. Damn, Joe. Now he's trying to, he's been on a whole apology tour and, saying stuff's taken out of context. And some things probably were taken out of context. Now, I don't see how you could take that out of context. That shit is what it is. You should definitely understand that one. That's some bullshit. I'm not offended. I don't give a fuck about none of that stuff. People want them canceled. I see NDIRE and all of that. I mean, they got a right to be angry. But, I'm not going to advocate for nobody to be canceled. Now, as if, this is some bullshit. Is it crazy? Is it some fucked up shit to say? Yeah, it's fucked up. I think people have a right to be angry when it comes to that. As far as him saying, the N-word or whatnot, I don't care about none of that. It's just words. None of that shit triggers me. If people getting mad, if you're still able, and that's not to say that I don't have stuff or somebody run up on me. Like I've talked about in the past, somebody could run up on me, white dude or whatnot, and call me a nigger, right? I'll probably, I wouldn't be surprised if I would react, get mad, because, it's not about the word, it's about the fact he's disrespecting me. Just like if he was to run up on me and call me a bitch or pussy or something, right? So it's not really the word, the N-word itself. That's no trigger for me. I could care less. But I try to work on myself and try to make it to where words have no effect. If you're able to get somebody to throw you off your square just off of using words, that shows a weakness when you're in yourself. But it's something that we all got to work on. So I could care less about that. I don't care about the other thing, talking shit. I talk shit. I say, man, there's probably stuff that get me canceled, stuff that I say on here. It get me canceled, stuff that I said on the past, old videos. Now, I'm not known nowhere near the shit, not even on the radar compared to somebody like Joe Rogan or whatnot. Not even the radar at all. I'm less than 100 subscribers on this channel. But I mean, I'm pretty sure if push came to shove, if something, I were to get recognition, if somebody wanted to slow me down, they could find something that I've said that could be insensitive or whatever not, talking shit. Even in my private life, I talk some shit. And I'm really unfiltered. You know what I'm saying? I try to be respectful as I can, but for the most part, I like to tell jokes. I like to tell jokes, and I like extremely edgy jokes. So, somebody could pull the same mess on me. If you don't like something, and that's for anybody. It's just like, you see stuff like Joy Reid with her dumb ass over there in the MSNBC, spouting nonsense on a daily basis. But she got caught for some stuff she said in the past or whatnot. Some crazy stuff. Do I want to see her canceled? No. Let her have her platform. It's up to the people. There's people that want to hear her. There's people that want to hear Joy Reid. I don't like her. Don't want people to probably listen to her. I don't want people to use her. But, who am I to tell these people what they can and can't listen to? It's a free country. Now, if the whatever platform, Spotify, whatever, if they didn't want to decide to make whatever decision that they want to make, and they don't want that type of rhetoric or whatnot on their platform, they have every right. Free speech just falls under, you're not gonna go to jail for saying what you want to say. Now, like I said, I advocate for free speech 100%. Even on on different platforms that I want to hear. Now, if I have a particular platform myself, there may be some things that I don't know. Nah, I'd have to acknowledge that I want to have free speech, but now there may be certain people that I wouldn't even have on there to begin with. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If I had a platform, I don't have a platform. A lot of shit is easier said than done. But I got the right to kick somebody off my personal platform. That has nothing to do with free speech or whatnot. Spotify wants to make that decision, get rid of Joe Rogan, they can do that. But I'm not going to advocate for it. Because somebody could come and do the same thing to me. See, Whoopi Goldberg's learning the hard way right now. Thought she was safe. Check my video that I made on that previously. But that's what it's all about. In the end, it's not about Joe Rogan. It's an attack on people who want to speak the truth. Now, like I said, all that other stuff, the other stuff is bullshit. He says some crazy things, and he deserves the backlash that he gets. If he were to get deplatformed or whatnot, I mean, that's between him. That's between him and the company. That's between them. I could care less. I ain't offended by none of it. I just think it's some stupid BS. Especially especially knowing the climate and everything. But I mean, he said it a long time ago. Now his explanations and stuff like that sounded like more bullshit. And ain't no telling how Rogan really thinks. Will I continue to listen to some of his content? Yes, I will. Because he has something that has value. That has value to me. To where he actually has conversations with different people, white, black, whoever. To where you can learn. So whatever he did in the past and all that stuff, none of that shit matters. A lot of these guys that we sitting here watching on a daily basis have done some crazy shit in the past. Your sports teams you root for and all of this stuff that got owners and shit like that, they do crazy shit. But you're still gonna root for them. It's about what it's transactional. What works for you. That's how most should be when it comes to business. Your daily life moving around outside of friendship or whatnot, outside of friendship, yeah, it goes deeper than just, stuff like that. But even that stuff like that, there's a lot of times it's transactional when it comes to, emotional currency or something like that. Being a friend. You got to be able to provide something to be considered a friend. You can't just, neglect each other. So most things in life are transactional. Joe Rogan, you do business with a guy like that, you decide to, a lot of people may decide not to. But if a person decides to do that, a black person, is he fulfilling his end of the contract? Is he fulfilling his end of the bargain? That's all that fucking matters at the end of the day. What a person said in his free time and all of that shit. I mean, it can give you give you little hints into, who a person is, but it doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. People are much more nuanced than that. You can just be somebody who likes to tell edgy fucking jokes. It ain't about, defending white people or anything like that. It's the same, with a black person. The same with me. I tell jokes about anything. I'll tell a joke about a gay dude, a Jewish dude, white dude, black dude, woman, black woman, anything. I'll tell a damn joke. And it don't mean that I have hate or anything like that. I just may have edgy fucking humor. If a person don't want to hear that, they have every right not to accept that and not want to hear it. But I can still do what I want to do. Don't mean that I hate a person. I'ma always treat a person, fairly. I'ma always hold up my end of the deal. I always try to be transparent with everything. Not gonna discriminate, against somebody based on, their sexual preference or their race or anything, or quote unquote race, because race is a construct. In reality, there's only one race, and that's not no PC type shit. There's only one race. Because when you start to break it all down and really understand race and, nationality and stuff like that, y'all got to understand what y'all saying when y'all, just subscribe to these different ideas. Y'all go about it every day without thinking. No, but yeah, Joe Rogan, man, he's got to deal with whatever consequences that he has coming. Like I said, I'm not gonna advocate that I'm not gonna advocate that he gets canceled, especially somebody, a podcast that has value like his. We have, we need more podcasts like his where people are just having a conversation. And if somebody wants to bring that up, he shouldn't, run away from it. I'm not gonna tell him what he needs or shouldn't do, but it provides some transparency. Don't run away from the questions if you get grilled on your own podcast in the future. But he can do whatever he wants to do. I like the people that he brings on. He brings some knowledgeable people. You bring some knowledgeable people on this podcast, and you learn a lot of different things. So, that's what the media, that's what all this is about. The media doesn't want you to be knowledgeable. They don't want you to be diverse in your knowledge. They want to be the main source for everything. Just be one, straight puppets. So, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I don't know if there's anything any points that I probably missed. Let me know what you think. I'll try to respond to everybody as possible. I don't get much traffic on here, but the videos that I do get a few traffic, get moderate, adequate traffic. I try to respond to everybody, as much as possible. So, holler at me. Let me know what you think about this. Fill in some blanks, fill in some gaps, some things that you think I may have missed. Or go against if you think I'm wrong. We can talk about it. But until then, I'm going to holler at y'all later. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm out.